Welcome back, everybody. We got a good one for you here today. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about the life purpose again. I hope you guys are getting tired of hearing about it, man, because I'm tired of seeing people living this unpassionate life. Be passionate. Have a fulfilling life. Have an impact. Okay, so today we're gonna be talking about what happens if you don't have that life purpose, that passionate life. Okay, so let's talk about what a life purpose is. Okay, lay the groundwork here. A life purpose is basically it's sitting back, evaluating your careers, right? And you build a career off of talents, passions, impact, and being able to pay your bills. Because to me, a life purpose is something you can do as a career, but it doesn't really feel like a job because it's more of a passion, right? Just the money you make with it, typically better than the typical 9 to 5, because you're not fighting against it the whole time. Anyway, so that's a life purpose, right? What happens if you don't have that? If you don't have that life purpose, you're just working the factory 50 hours a week, 40 hours a week. Let's just say you're a young 18, 19-year-old fresh out of high school, okay? And yes, you got to pay your bills. That's 100% always a factor. Got to pay your bills, okay? Good place to start, little factory. They're paying you $12 bucks an hour. You got money in your pocket. You can buy the video games. You can buy the makeup, the shoes, whatever. Feed your soul for a little bit. You finally got it. Maybe you got your own apartment. And it's just crazy to you. Well, it's nice and all, but how long you got to do this? 30, 40 years? 30, 40 years of doing the same thing. For one, your body is going to break down. You can see it all over America, man. You got the limp, the factory limp. Okay? So you got to do this for 30, 40 years, man. That's tough. And, you basically shut the mind off at some point. You do your job for so long, it just becomes second nature, and you're just flowing, okay? That's nice, but, you're not living conscious, so a lot of things are being suppressed. You work this just terrible job, you probably hate it, and then you go home and you're in a bad mood. The 4 hours you have, you're in a bad mood, and you take it out on your wife and your kids, and now they're sad too. And man, so let's just look at America right now, man. What's America in the state of being right now? Sad, angry, blaming others, victim mentality, basically. You look at the material paradigm, they're in victim mentality right now. That's because everybody's living these unpassionate careers and lives. Let's look at history. Let's see what happens in history when you suppress something. Let's look at this man named Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler, pretty well-known gentleman. Adolf Hitler wanted to be an artist. Poor upbringing, didn't have a lot of options, but he was creative. He wanted to be an artist. Didn't have what it took, apparently. Didn't have the skills, couldn't get into art school, booted him. But instead of refining his craft, instead of working to get better, he gets bitter. He's angry. He's jumping from job to job. He's homeless somewhere in Germany. He ends up carrying mail in the First World War. Carrying mail. Almost gets killed. Survives, But when you do this, when you have this unpassionate lifestyle, somebody has to be at fault. It's got to be somebody's fault, and typically the ego does not point at itself. So, the ego, the mind wanting something, a purpose, some sort of purpose is needed, and it will get that, whether positive or unpositive. It takes conscious decision making to usually get that positive. Well, we saw what his turned out to be. Back then, he wanted to blame the Jews, and his life purpose was to exterminate the Jews because he thought in his mind that would cure everything. Let's go over to the Middle East now. Middle East, super poor, basically no way out. You have education, but nobody can pay for it. You have a strict ruler, very suppressed countries, okay? All they have in their countries is little jobs that make next to nothing, just keeping the country running, barely. And you have religion. So you get indoctrinated to Muslim religion, and then you become radical. You become a radical Muslim. And then you see the terrorism. Then you see the hate crimes. Then you see, because these suppressions lead to backlash, okay? And let's not outpoint ourselves right now, okay? So we come over here to America, today's age. You look at a KKK member, you know, he works his factory job, whatever, and you know, if you watch an interview of a KKK member, he truly believes his life purpose is to spread the word that the white man is above all. He truly believes his life purpose is to spread that. Watch the interview. Like, it's crazy, okay? You're this life purpose, I'm saying life purpose, but that's not how people see it, okay? That reason to live, what are they doing? What are they fighting for? That is typically negative if you're not conscious of it. Like, let's say you suppress sex. Let's suppress sex, okay? You say sex is bad, blase, blase. The backlash of that is when you see Catholic nuns being raped by the priests, or you see these young men in the orphanages, they get raped by the priest because they're suppressing sex. They're saying it's bad. Eventually, the action to that creates a reaction of a backlash. Okay? So you're suppressing the soul, man. The soul is gonna cry. A heroin addict, no hope, right? They have probably not a well-paying job, you know. Not a lot of options to get out. You feel you're in debt, you know. You can't go to college, blase, blase. The best thing they can find is that shot of heroin. That's it. That's the best thing they can find. That's it. That's a sad way to live. That's why we have record number of depression, record number of suicide, record number of abuse. All these things is because we're getting farther and farther away as a society from these creative ways of life. Everybody wants a factory job that pays well so they can pay their bills and be happy, what they think is happy. Like, all these false solutions, man. Fucking, you know, like buying these material objects thinking that's gonna get you happiness. Having money to hold on your ear on Instagram. These are all false happinesses. Like, it's not doing anything for you. Create a life purpose. Do what really matters to you, man. Like, if you can get paid to do what you really want to do, I don't know why you'd want to do anything else. I don't. I'm not saying you guys are going to be heroin addicts or the next Adolf Hitler, but I am saying the soul suppressed, and the soul is suppressed. If you're not doing your talents, your creative gene, everybody's creative, but if you suppress it enough, you don't see it. You don't believe it anymore. That's a problem. You're going to find a bad outlet. It's going to be, and another thing is, the body, the mental construct of you wants an impact. When you lay on your deathbed, you want to say, I did this, I fought for this. If you have nothing that you're fighting for something unconsciously that's most likely negative. I will sit here and say 98% of people's unconscious fights are negative. Be conscious of what you're fighting for, because you're fighting for something. You're fighting for something, man. I'm telling you. You're not, the mind, the ego does not just sit there and play video games and go to work. You're doing something. Are you a pothead? Is that your false solution? You want to get to the pot so you can feel happy for that hour or so? False solution. Do you want to run up your band so you can go to the strip club and throw money for 2 hours? False solution. Like, yes, you have to pay your bills, so it's easier said than done to truly get out of that wage slavery. But is it not worth it to try? Like, you're just going to continue to suppress yourself? How far are you going to push yourself? Negatively. Why not push yourself that hard positively? Into something you really want to do. Make a fulfilling life for yourself. So then your kids can smile and be like, my dad was this. My mom was this. they impacted me this way. They impacted society this way. Don't write yourself don't sell yourself short. Be what you want to be. Make it happen. Strategic plan is how you get it done. Call me. Let's get it done. That's all I got for y'all. Much love, peace, positivity. Wish y'all the best.